So when people come to me and ask me, how do you deal with trading psychology, mindset, staying disciplined, all of that, I actually try to ask them this question back, and that is, why do you rely on trading psychology or being disciplined to succeed in trading? Why do you feel like that's what's going to make you profitable? Because trading psychology, discipline, hard work, all of those things, they are not necessarily what is going to make you really successful. And don't get me wrong, you need those things, but not in the way you think, because obviously you need to apply discipline, whatever, all of that stuff in actually educating yourself and learning how to trade. But for me, when people talk about I've been so disciplined this week, I've been so patient, all that tells me is that they probably don't have a good enough understanding of the market. They probably don't have a good enough strategy, because you shouldn't feel like you have to stay disciplined all the time, because at that point you're just torturing yourself and you really don't know what you're doing. So the thing is, trading takes a toll on your soul, on your time, on your bank account, and you feel like you're putting all of this into something that gives you nothing in return at the moment. And you start to think about how much you could have saved if you didn't do this, and all of the other stuff you could have did with your life, because your biggest fear is that you spend all this time, energy into this trading thing and it doesn't work out, and you feel like you've wasted so much of your life. But the thing is, I always tell myself that Mike Tyson, before he became a champion, had to go through getting beat up every single day in training, injuries, doubts, and he felt like, am I ever going to make it? And he could have done something safer in order to become that champion at the end of the day. But people don't celebrate all the beatdowns, getting beat down every single day, as a lot of people do in the markets as well. They see some progress and then they lose everything, and it's a cycle that repeats again and again and again. And trading psychology, I can tell you that trading psychology isn't the answer to this. You don't, like, obviously you need some psychology, but it all comes down to lack of confidence. You don't really know what you're doing in the markets, because some of the best traders, like, their win rate is insane, and like their risk reward is also insane. Forget 1 to 2, 1 to 3, like they get 1 to 6, 1 to 10, 1 to 12. Obviously some 1 to 2, like, I'm not saying that doesn't work, I'm just saying, like, that's something they get every single week, and they get those high quality setups with high win rate. And at that point, you don't need that good of a trading psychology. You don't need to be that disciplined, because if you get 1 to 6R on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday, you feel like you already made it this week, and you don't feel like you need to jump back into the market the next day if you don't get a setup and do something crazy. It's really difficult to not stay disciplined at that point. So I tell people all the time, don't focus so much on passing a challenge or getting a few payouts, because that doesn't mean that much in the long run. I've done that before as well, passed challenges, 10Ks, 100Ks, achieved some payouts, but I can tell you from experience that that's just short term. You don't have a skill for life. It's not going to change your life. You're doing this only because of ego or short-term pleasure, but it's not going to work in the long run either way. That's why I tell people, don't care about the challenges, the payouts, all of that stuff, because in trading it's all or nothing. Either you're so good that you can do this full time and you don't question your ability to do this full time, or you don't. Simple. Like, there is no middle ground, no in between. Like people think that they could make an extra 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 as a side hustle in trading. Like, that's not the case. If you're able to make that, you're able to make more as well. And that's the concept that a lot of people don't seem to understand, that there is no in between in trading. Either you're the 1% or you're not. So stop trying to, like, think about, oh, but I can make 2 to 3% a month. Like, that's not going to change anything of your situation. And if you're able to make 2 to 3% per month, you're also able to make 5 to 10% per month. Like, that's how it works. So the thing is, try to invest more in your education rather than trying to buy a new challenge 100K and full porting it and losing it. Invest in trading psychology, but also invest in learning how to trade. Find someone who's actually doing this profitably full time, and pay that person either to join their Discord or to have a one-on-one coaching session with them, and put in the actual work and just forget about live trading for a while, because it's not going to change anything. Once you get to that point where you know that you can pass any challenge within, I would say, 2 max 3 weeks, once you know that with 100% certainty, I'm not saying you need to pass a challenge within 2 to 3 weeks. I'm just saying you should be able to. You can use however long time you want. I don't care. We're not in this to do this quickly, but I'm just telling you, like, if you know deep down that you could pass a challenge within 2 to 3 weeks, then at that point, just go ahead. But if you think that you need 2 to 3 months to pass a challenge, I can tell you, I hate to say it to you, but you're probably not that profitable yet, and you should focus more on your self-education first. There is no need to use all this discipline and psychology in live trading if you still need 2 to 3 months to maybe pass a challenge, because you're just wasting too much energy at that point. You should be using that energy and that discipline to educate yourself, because when you sit down in front of the market live and you get frustrated, you wait for a setup, you use all this time and energy you could have been using to backtest. I've been sitting, instead of backtesting, I went to like Starbucks, Espresso House, whatever, and my plan was to sit down and backtest for 2 to 3 hours. And you know what I did instead? I took cooked setups in the market, like really bad setups in the market, and instead of actually sitting down and backtesting and learning, I stared at the charts. Oh, let's take this setup, let's take this setup. And that coffee costed me, like, instead of like $5, the coffee costed me basically $500, or not, maybe not that much, but like $50, let's say. That's like, you see how backwards people are operating. Instead of just, don't blow that account, like invest that money. If you're going to blow that account either way, invest that profit, invest that money in a mentorship to learn. Pay someone, like, instead of blowing 100K, invest those $500 into someone and have some one-on-one sessions with that profitable person. Like, you can talk, just you and a really profitable person making 30K a month in trading, 50K a month in trading. You can talk one-on-one, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours with them, just you, and you can ask them, how can I trade profitably? Teach me this stuff. And they're going to teach you this stuff, but you want to go in and blow the account as well. Like, that in itself, I know it sounds illogical, but that's what a lot of people do, and that's what I did as well. But just try to invest in your self-education instead. I try to teach people how to trade as well. I'm not saying I'm the best out there, but I have my strategies that work for me. But whatever you're doing, please try to invest in your self-education. I have a Discord, which is linked in bio as well, if you want to learn from me, but you can learn from anyone you want. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I really don't care if you try to learn from me or some other people. Like, I'm just doing my stuff. Like, my goal is to make 99% of my money from trading either way. Like, if I sell a Discord, like, that's not the end goal either way. Like, and I try to help people as well, because I've been in your shoes and I know how bad it feels. And for the people who are really serious, I want to do, like, I'm giving you my whole strategy. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't try to gatekeep anything, because I know how bad it is. But I only want to help people who really, like, who are really serious. And I don't want to give this stuff out for free so everyone can use the strategy and it doesn't work anymore. Like, that's not going to happen. But please invest in your self-education. And there are so many people out there who want to help you, but they won't do it for free. Like, obviously not. But please just don't care about the time limit. Don't care about passing the challenge. You can pass any challenge you want quickly if you just educate yourself. And it's not that other people are smarter than you. They just have strategies that actually work. That's the difference. Simple. So please do what I'm telling you to do, and you will see progress quicker than you think. It comes out of nowhere, and suddenly you're like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, suddenly you can make 15% a month, and you're like, where did that come from? But until next time, take care. Don't stress too much. That's it.